Eurovision fam? It's Alesia Michelle. Okay. Let's talk about Serbia. I love the styling. They each have like sort of black outfits with like pearl accents. So it's black outfits, but reflective, glittery, sparkly, but then with pearl accents on them. Each of them have like a personalized look. We've got like a shorts, like sort of romper look. We've got a skirt, and then we got the pants look. I love this. The styling looks great. This is how you dress girl groups. It's very like Destiny's Child in that way. Because, once upon a time, girl groups, you'd see them and they'd all be in the same outfit. But like, I love this sort of nod of like each girl kind of has their own personality. Each of them is getting their own look. They looked beautiful. I love when performers really do have like full hair and makeup for performances, well, for rehearsals, because although we don't necessarily need to test out the vocal, it is nice to actually look at what you're working with and see like, does this hair work? Does this makeup look work? And they really hit the stage looking like a professional and polished girl group. And, I've heard some criticism a little bit of like, they're sort of doing this package as like, like young pop girls. But the benefit with Hurricane is these are seasoned performers. So I have faith that the vocal will be good. From what I heard of the vocal, it was good. I'm not worried about that. They've actually, I think a lot of people were thinking that just like the music video, it would be very over the top, lots of colors on the stage, maybe even too much. This production is extremely slick. And with a song that's so, in your face, like Loco Loco, we don't need to have the explosion, the circus, of colors on the stage. And so I think the fact that they paired this back and gone with black and white LEDs, it really makes it look elevated. It really makes it look professional. And the way that they're using the stage, starting off on the main stage and then going to like the satellite stage, I think is actually really smart because they really do look like that girl group at a halftime show. So it looks slick. And again, I think a lot of people were thinking that this would be really extra. And it didn't feel that way. It felt very professional, very classy. Now, I will say this wasn't like a perfect run through. At one point, we have like smoke coming through the back, and I love the look of it, but it was very loud. And it's so interesting because this is not the first time in the run throughs that we've kind of had prop elements maybe getting in the way of what's happening sound-wise. Like yesterday with Tix, like we could hear the chains. And I don't think that Tix is using different chains than what he had at the national selection. So it's like, well, if I didn't hear it, then why am I hearing it now? And I mean, obviously people have used smoke guns on stage. So it's like, why are they making noise? Why are we hearing those elements here? So whatever needs to be worked out with the sound or maybe moving them up forward, I don't know. Okay. So, yeah. So, okay. ESC Ariel, how are their harmonies? Do they gel? I think even if we go back to some of their live performances before, well, and not before, like considering last year, what we heard this year, I think that they really have gelled out singing together and singing cohesively. Whereas I do think last year when I saw the national selection performance, it did almost at times feel like there was like some competing vocally. It does feel a little bit more cohesive for what I heard, and what I heard of the vocals. They were really good. So Oriel asked, so are they qualifying? Yes. I thought Serbia was qualifying before. And what I've seen, because I think they did edit with this performance, and because I think that they were really smart with doing the black and white, the production visually looked professional. It really did. They kind of took on that minimal aspect with the LEDs of sometimes it just being black, sometimes it just being white. And it really did allow them, I believe, to pop. At moments, we do see Loco Loco like appear on the screens. And whereas with some performances, I kind of thought maybe that doesn't work, or maybe it's like overkill. It felt right with this one to have those pops of like the big words Loco Loco appear on the screen. Ahmed, did they have a dance break? Yes, they did. Samet, Alesia, have you noticed how budget is high of almost all of them, or are we just missed? Oh, like the budget is higher? I mean, I don't know if the budget is higher with everyone's performances, because for some of the performances on the first and second day, I was like, okay, we got more budget than this. We could have used more of the tech. And in a weird way, Serbia is not using tons of the technology. They're not doing anything interactive. But again, it still looked really clean. It did look really clean and professional. And maybe I'm reflecting that because I was expecting it just to be like kind of a circus of color and really vibrant, and maybe even their outfits being more outlandish. And so this package looks perhaps more minimal to what I was expecting, but ultimately that minimalism I think works. Remember yesterday I had the analogy of like, can you spot the designer bag, where if you have a bag and it's like you look at like a knockoff or a designer bag, typically the knockoff bag has a whole bunch of stuff on it and the designer bag actually is a little bit cleaner. You know, they definitely edited here. Let me hop back into the comments. Samet, Alesia, have you know, oh, that was already the same one. Rhino Uric, what's the best rehearsal of the day? I'm going to get into that in my next video. Let's just keep it focused on Serbia. Could Serbia being in the top 10? I don't know about the top 10 because this is just such a strong year. And I think it's like our top 10 is going to be filled with a lot of the front runners. And I don't know if Serbia is really giving us that front runner energy. But I think the fact that they are a girl group and they're serving that girl group energy does help them to stand out. Vanya, how were the camera angles? Clean from what I saw. I'm just going to tell y'all right now, the stream was awful today. I've had no issues on Saturday and Sunday. And then all of a sudden today, I had like really spotty streams. And so, so that's why I keep kind of saying of what I saw. I didn't get to see a full 3-minute run through of this without any like kind of cutouts, which was awful. Vanya asked, are you a fan of the outfits? Yes, I am. They looked great. They looked great. Rhino Europe, were there a lot of wide shots? I will say, because the staging with the LEDs is so clean, the wide shots that I did see with it, and this is with a completely empty arena, actually looked good. Somehow they were able to still fill the H, and maybe it's because of the sound of the song. The song is so like booming and coming at you that perhaps the wide shots actually allow for a breath visually. Because again, when I saw the wide shots, when I saw them, I wasn't like, oh wow, this doesn't work, we're just too far away. Because it was sort of like they were filling the stage because they weren't always right next to each other on stage. So it's like when you saw the wide shots, you'd see one over here, one in the middle, one, and it was sort of far apart in a good way, and to me, of what I saw at the dancing, it was good. Ayub says, why is everyone having a pink and blue background? Well, Hurricane isn't. ESC Ariel, official channel still hasn't uploaded the Iceland clip. I think they're having technical difficulties that include the press stream. So we'll see. So Roderick is asking, because so Slovenia, North Macedonia, and Croatia are not in the semifinal, do you think that Serbia will make it through without those points? I'm not worried about them because of the vocal, and honestly, what I saw looked really slick, really professional, really clean. Well, that was my reaction to Serbia's rehearsal. I'm going to do my full day recap. I'm going to hop into that in probably about 5 minutes. If you have any questions about the performance, just drop down and talk to me in the comments below. I mean, the big question is, does Serbia still have a chance to qualify based off this rehearsal? Absolutely. What they've done is really slick and really clean. It looks really, really good. And I'm really, really happy with what I saw. But I will also just end this on the note that I'm not happy with what is going on with the press room. We knew what bandwidth they would have to use. We knew what server bandwidth they were going to have to need to make sure that the stream would come through clear. I'm not expecting everything to be perfect, like we're going to have hiccups. But I really hope that they clean this up tomorrow, because again, I had no issues this weekend. And all of a sudden today I cropped up and had issues. But thank you so much for watching. Join me in like 5 minutes. I'm going to talk about the whole day, and we can just have a whole conversation about who were the highlights for today, who was who really surprised, who needed to like improve the most. So definitely hop in. Like 5 minutes from now, we'll be going. I'll be doing my whole full day recap, and I'm so excited to do that with y'all. Okay, all right, bye.